Good morning. Hello there. Welcome to another Kerfuffle webinar here. And I'm delighted to have on Orla and Joe here from Kamma Data. Guys, how are you? You well?
Good, yeah. Hi, everybody. Delighted.
Very well, thanks, Simon. Great to be here.
Good stuff, good stuff. I just wanted to obviously give an overview here, introduction to our members, certainly in terms of Kamma. This is our kind of ring around series to congratulate people who were nominated recently at EA Masters for the top 40 innovations, and you guys were obviously highlighted as well in the, I think, is it leadership, Joe? We were talking about before. Was it the leadership channel? Cool. So top 10 there as well. Always better than nice to get in that. Talk to us about what Kamma is about then. Somebody who's going to give us the briefest overview, just elevator pitch, so that the people watching can understand what you guys do.
Sure. Yeah, I'll jump in with that. Essentially, what Kamma is about is we're technology that takes. We mine really dirty, messy information on local legislation, and we make that into valuable data and products that make our clients easier. So for letting agents specifically, we solve the property licensing problem. So and that really helps agents like almost passively stay compliant with the law, helps with a lot of operational efficiency around the compliance of that, but that also helps them introduce a new revenue stream to sell applications for licenses to landlords.
Excellent. Okay. And we were talking off camera there, and I'll admit, obviously, I wasn't quite on the ball with this, but there's a massive challenge coming up here, isn't there? The size of the scale of the issue can't be understated, because you were talking about people just consider it's HMOs. Do you want to just give people obviously again just reinforce that, why this is so important for more people?
Yeah, sure thing. So to give a bit of context, we reckon there's about 1 million properties within the UK that definitely need licenses. So that's about 20-25% of the rental stock. However, that is actually a growing number. So if we think about the current climate today, we've got councils hitting about 3.2 billion in debt at the moment, serious bankruptcy issues, and also a real spotlight on the kind of standard of housing as well, particularly around rental properties. So as a result, we're actually seeing a massive spike in new, what we call discretionary schemes being introduced. So so property licensing, there is a blanket mandatory HMO requirement for HMOs that have 5 or more people in there, where 2 or more make up 2 different households. But at the council's discretion, they can introduce these new schemes that kind of bring down those requirements. So that's called additional HMO licensing, so small HMOs. So generally 3 people in 2 households, or it could be 4 people and 2 households, generally different rules around each council. But then the councils also have the option to introduce licensing for any rental property, no matter how small. So it could be your single let bedsit. So these are the things that are growing in numbers at the moment. So at the moment, we're the rate of change with new discretionary schemes being introduced is so vast that on average, once every 8 days, we have a new scheme being introduced. So there's about 170 new schemes forecast, either in existence or forecast to come online in 2021. So you can imagine keeping on top of this changing legislation, where the council kind of says, I'm going to say you need this type of license on this street, but not this, but a different type of license on this street, is really, really difficult if you have any kind of size of portfolio. I was actually speaking to one of our clients the other day, and they have a branch in Crystal Palace, just to give you kind of context of just how wacky the councils are. This isn't a surprise to anyone, but they're at the 5 different councils, so they actually have to manage properties across 6 or 7 different licensing schemes and a couple of HMO planning designations as well. So essentially what our product does is, on a daily basis, we send out millions of little bots that look for these changes in the law. So because it's changing once every 8 days, you never know when a new scheme is going to pop up. as soon as we find one of these new schemes, we take it and we map it down to the street and postcode and the UPRN, so that then we can match any legislation requirement with our client's portfolio. So essentially, on a daily basis, we monitor our client's portfolio for changes in the law, because the portfolio is changing all the time and the law is changing all the time. So all our clients need to do is check their dashboard, and they'll have a refreshed list of all the properties that need licenses. And that saves them from being fined up to £30,000, but also there they have a hot lead to go and introduce a service to apply for that license on behalf of the landlord, which reaches in the region on average about £400 for the service. Our clients charge, sometimes more, sometimes less. But it's a really good new kind of resilient revenue stream to be introducing in this kind of climate where things are a little bit uncertain.
Joe was just making that point, actually, that compliance-led things actually don't do bad when things are contracting and everything else, because of the consistency and the requirement and everything that's needed. I think I must admit I've had a bit of an epiphany the last few weeks and months. If you'd said to me when I launched Kerfuffle that I'd get excited by compliance, I probably would have sneered at you a little bit. You made the point to me about, isn't it? There's a wonderful angle from people hear compliance and, like I did, unfairly kind of go like that. But you were making the point as well about the opportunities off the back of that. The revenue opportunities, all the rest of it. Do you want to just recap on that, just so that people really get that angle from what we're talking about?
Yeah, sure. Essentially, compliance is probably the number one worry for agents at the moment. It's the amount of obligations that poor letting agents have to comply with now. With less money, I would say, particularly with the fee ban coming in last year, it's really, really tricky. So it's kind of maybe step back, think about it and say, okay, how can I actually make this an opportunity? And we have to comply. So why not turn around and make it into a revenue stream? And essentially what Kamma does is it identifies all these properties on a daily basis that will need licenses. And the twofold thing is it's obviously a really nice differentiator for you as an agent when you're going out looking for instructions. The landlord, that's a real tick in the box for me to know you're on the case protecting me against £30,000 fines. But of course, the agent has joint and several liability if they're managing the property anyway. So it's kind of a double whammy of like protect yourself from, £30,000 fine could absolutely close your business down. Want to just get ahead of the game, get out there, get marketing the fact that you're really on your compliance, you're investing in technology that is helping you stay on top of it, and get servicing your clients. And as I said, some of our clients charge up to £650 for that service. So it ranges somewhere between 300 and 650, depending on the kind of license and the amount of work you have to put into it. But really good kind of plan in these times to just kind of get that embedded into your operations, and essentially you could be making an ROI on our product straight away, essentially.
Yeah, I was going to underline all his points just to say that I've only been with Kamma for 5 weeks now, but I've been very impressed with the way in which we almost exist to turn risk into revenue. And it goes beyond the immediate return as well. So not only do you get safeguarded against some of the largest fines in the industry, which agents are liable for, unfortunately, you also get this revenue opportunity through offering additional service to your landlords, which is needed in a time when margins are getting tighter. And there's also the reputational angle as well. So this notion that councils are cracking down, we have seen that we are expecting a 39% increase in the number of schemes next year, but councils really want what agents want, what landlords want, which is to be able to offer accessible homes to their tenants. And not knowing the legislation means you can get caught out, and the risk to reputation of being fined and being associated with, for example, a rogue landlord is definitely far too high for some of the more reputable firms in the industry. So it's kind of a three-pronged attack.
The revenue points really resonates with me. First of all, because it's catchy, but secondly, it's really, really revenant. And look, you had me at 30k fine anyway. But anytime you can turn that compliance angle into something, first of all, you should be being seen as being best practice and standing away from the crowd who do have a bad reputation has got to be a good thing. Sorry, Orla, did you say you were?
I was actually just going to add to that, that the other point as well is that it really helps with stickiness. So like where it's quite a hyper competitive market, licenses last for 5 years with most councils. So if you're in there, doing the process, gone through all the admin with for procuring the license for the landlord, the chances of them like sticking with you year on year without you having to go out and do a hard sell, is really high as well. So I think that's also a real bonus of doing the license application for the landlord.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you for that. Well, look, I think in terms of congratulations to you guys, I can't think what made you think this is something we have to do. It sounded so complex, as you said at the beginning, all these dirty data and all these, dealing with the councils. I mean, just trying to bring order to the chaos there is to be applauded anyway. So, but there lies the opportunity, doesn't it? Because of course that is a real issue. And if as you said with that example there, dealing with multiple councils, I can just see how that would be just so frustrating without a solution like Kamma to make sense of it all.
Yeah, like to be honest, like at times we phone up the council and we correct them on some of the stuff that they're putting out by themselves. So like what hope is someone who's just kind of doing this like part-time? So it's been an interesting journey, put it that way.
Yeah, good. Well, it sounds very good, and obviously you're on the right road because you're getting recognised for it, and it's all sounding very, very, very positive. And again, guys can reach out to you if you want to talk in more detail. Just reach out to Orla and Joe. They can just get you at Kamma Data, isn't it, or your website, or you can go, guys, have a look at the deal they've got on Kerfuffle as well. There's a nice I'm interested, contact me button, and if you do want to just click on that, we'll forward on obviously any inquiries and Kerfuffle members to you guys to take the conversation forwards.
Fantastic, thanks, and thanks for the nomination. We were delighted to get it, Simon.
No worries. You see, I pay attention. As I say, compliance is my thing now. I might get compliance up on my LinkedIn profile because I'm feeling quite confident about it. What I was going to say, actually, we have got, I don't know if you know, Rich Grant's he's our strategy and commercial director, and he's a fantastic thought leader on terms of the letting side. And it was him that kept bringing it to my attention and saying, look, Kamma is a company you really need to have a look at. So he was very impressed. So I'm sure he's going to want to be having a further conversation with you guys as well to bring that to light, given that he's more of a detail person than I am. Great, guys. Well, look, fantastic. Glad to hear it's going well for you, and let's catch up soon.
Okay, great. Thanks, Simon.
Thanks,
Joe. Cheers, all.